Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to announce my SAT result, and I figured I'm going to do a reaction video with my brother here. So he's my guest today. You've seen him in my last video where I filmed my reaction to my A-level results back in August. So I sat for my digital SAT in August 26th, and the result is out today. But I still haven't received the email yet. They said that my results will be out whenever they send me the email. But I looked at Reddit and I saw that a lot of people they have already received their SAT results. So I figured why not check earlier? So yeah. But before we start, I wanna have a sort of Q&A sessions where we answer the most commonly asked questions about me. So I figured this would simplify things and make things more convenient for you. And therefore, I list down a list of questions where I thought you might ask, and have my brother ask the questions in front of the camera now before we uh, film our reaction to my SAT results. But if you want to skip right to the reaction part, it's totally up to you. But if you're interested, feel free to stay around. And let's start.
So now I'm gonna ask my brother three questions. So the first question is, why do you want to sit for SAT?
So my decision to sit for SAT is quite complex and is quite puzzling for some people. So a lot of people actually ask me why do you want to sit for SAT? It's not quite relevant to you. But in fact, I think it truly is. So I'll explain why. Um, Last year I applied only to UK university, and the result wasn't quite well for me, and I figured that I wanted to apply to both UK and the US universities so that I get more options. So that's something that I quite regret not having done a year ago, but I figure I want to do it now. So I want to apply to US universities, and then I summarize a list of universities I want to apply to. Um, and then I saw that some of the universities that I want to apply to, some of them are test optional, which means that they do not look at your SAT, but some of them is sorry is test necessary or something like that. So Stanford, for example, looks at your SAT result, and Stanford is one of the universities that I want to apply to. That's why I sit for SAT because I figured it will make my application more attractive for universities, and I think it's a challenge. So I figure I want to do it.
So my next question is, what's your experience sitting for the test, and the how do you feel about your performance?
So what do I feel about the test? Um, well, when I first got to the college where I sat for the SAT, I felt really nervous. So we booked sort of like a hotel near the test center a night ago because I live quite far from the test center. And the night before was just horrible because I couldn't quite sleep and I'm feeling quite nervous. But when I got to the test center, I'm even more nervous. And I went into the room where there are a couple of students that I can recognize because we came from the same college that I did my A levels in. But the test itself wasn't really bad. You know, I did the test and it was like, yeah, it was quite fine, I think. For the English modules, the first module was quite simple. I don't think I made a lot of mistakes there. I certainly hope that I make no mistakes there. Uh, but it was quite simple. The second English module was slightly harder, but still it doesn't pose that much of a challenge to me. But I hope I get a good result, or else I'm going to sound like quite stupid here, saying that it was easy, but in fact I did quite poorly in it. But I thought it was okay. So that is compared to the practice test standard. So I did quite a few practice tests, and the real test wasn't harder than how I thought it would be. So yeah, for the maths module, it was even simpler. The first maths module, I think I made no mistakes in that. It was so simple, right? I did twice checking. I checked twice after I've done it, and I literally used like one third of the time to complete the paper. So the first module was quite simple. The second module, however, was a lot harder than the first, and it got to the point where I couldn't complete the paper. Where I have like two questions left, where I couldn't solve it. Yeah, so I ran out of time. But luckily, it's just two questions, and the rest I did that. I hope I did not make any careless mistakes because I understand most of the questions, and I mean all of the questions that I did. And I hope that the two questions where I did not complete, I mean I did complete, I simply circled, but I hope the two questions are the only ones I did wrong.
So my next question is, how did you prepare for the test?
How did I prepare for the test? Well, um, I did. So when I registered for the SAT, the digital SAT, they actually helped me much of the preparation. So what I mean by that is that uh, SAT, the college board, has some sort of app. It's called the Blue Book. So the Blue Book app was sending me an email saying that, well, you need to get the Blue Book and register, I mean, get your entry ticket or something like that. So I went to the Blue Book and they give you quite a lot of practice papers to do. They give four. So four papers, and that's literally what I did. So I did the four papers. I get around 1450 to around 1550. Yeah, yeah. So that was almost my range, right? And I figured I did. Well, it's moderate, but I didn't really commit myself to do a lot of practice. So the four practice papers are the only ones I did. And after doing the four papers, I'm like, damn, it's so easy, right? I'm gonna get in and score it. And I didn't really commit myself to do the four papers well. And I thought that if I really commit myself, I'm going to do better in the real exam. So that's what I thought. So if you ask me how did I prepare for it, I I think that I wouldn't be the best person when you ask advice of because me personally I did not do a lot of practice and I did not really commit myself to the SAT. Because SAT is not exactly my main priority, but it's just one of the tests I did. If you if you're going to sit for SAT, I wish you the best of luck and just do your best and just go for it.
So my next question is, what's your future plan?
What's my future plan? Um, well, as I said earlier, I'm going to apply to both UK and US universities. So UK universities, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to apply, and it's already fixed. Like I've already decided. But the US universities is a slightly different matter because I'm currently still at the stage of deciding whether I want to apply or not. So I completed almost half, I mean, slightly less than half of my common application, which is the application for US universities. I I haven't completed it, and I haven't write my essays and write a lot of the supplementary questions and whatnot. So it's a big commitment to make because the US applications are much harder to complete and there are much more fields to fill in and you need to write much more words than you need to for UK universities. So currently what I think is that if I get a good result for SAT, I am going to apply to US university. But if I do not get a good result for SAT, then I have to think twice before I make that decision. So it really boils down to the SAT results. Yeah. So that's my future plan. But most likely I will apply because I already made a lot of preparations, and I told my university counselors and my teachers about it, and they said they're gonna help me. So everything is ready. If I suddenly say I quit, then it's a bit irresponsible, right? Isn't it?
So my last question is, how do you feel now?
How do I feel now? All right. So we're going to try to open the result now, and if the result was is not released yet, then we will just pause the video here and maybe film it tomorrow. But hopefully the result will be out now and I'm going to share my screen. So let's get started. Let's
Yeah.
do our reaction. We're in and we're going to sign in now. Uh, I'm not sure whether I signed it before or not, but we're going to click this now. Hopefully it does ask me to fill in my information, so I'm going to be really surprised. Right. Shit, man. Thank God. Okay. Thank God. Continue. Just signing. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you what my expectation is. I, well, I think if I get 1550, I would be, or above, I would be satisfied. Satisfied, only satisfied, not quite happy. Now, I would be happy if I get 1580 and above. Now, that would make me happy. But if I get 1550 and above, I will be satisfied and I'm alright with it. But if I get 1550 or below, I have to rethink about what questions I did wrong because I did not expect to get the kind of results, right? Okay, doesn't mean it's bad. Like any score above 1400 is great, right? It's all right for most people. Um, but um, but for me, I have higher expectation for myself, and especially when I want to apply to universities that are really, elitist, I really have to get the best score. But you know, regardless of what I get, let's open it with an open mind. Right, that's good. Well, quite nervous. All right. Well, it's one click. It's one click. All right, and we'll be in, and we'll look at my result. Woo! My heart is pounding so fast now. Let's let's sign in. Let's go. Come on.
Let's
Come
go.
on. Please, please, please. God, please. Oh!
I'm telling you, it's always the worst, bro. Like worse than your expectation, bro.
Yeah.
Always worse than your expectation. Always. It doesn't work your way.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I did shit.
It will never work your way. Bro.
Bro, I did like shit. Come on. Come on, look at this. Oh, shit.
Bro,
Yo,
1400 is enough. It's good enough.
1500. 50. Oh, yeah, for most people. Okay, 1520. Well, I didn't expect this. Um, okay, let's look at my report. Alright. Um, okay. Right. So I get 740 for reading and writing and 780 for my mathematics. Now, for mathematics, um, I'm okay with that. I'm alright with that. But for reading and writing, seriously, 740? Come on. Come on. I thought I get all correct. That's what I thought. Um, but it's not the case. Well, okay. So, yeah, it's basically that. Okay, now we're going to look at the score detail, section score, the score range. What does it mean? Okay, alright. The score. My school average is 14, 16. my country average is 1362, and the all testers average is 1275. Well, I'm not quite impressed by my score. Come on. Oh, shit. Well, should I retake it?
Yeah,
Should I retake?
we take the SAT.
If is 1520 alright? Like, if you guys have any experience of doing the SAT and applying, what do you think about this score? 1520. Is it alright? I feel it's gonna be I feel it's quite low, to be fair. 1520. I'm really disappointed. Oh my god. Wait, okay, see your score comparison. Yeah,
Yeah,
it brings it back to the yeah, let's look at the reading and writing part. Yeah, so I can see that most people did quite bad this time. And for mathematics, yeah, slightly better. Slightly better.
for the math. Should be
So
easier, right?
okay, let's just compare to my school. My school they got 751 on average. But for English it's much lower than that. 665. So 740.
For
How?
me,
How? Come on. How?
for me, it's a decent score, decent enough.
Yeah, it's decent. Of course, it's decent. But is it wonderful? Is it spectacular?
I mean, you could have done better though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right, I'll think about it. I'll think about how I'm gonna proceed from now. I don't wanna redo again. Um, but it doesn't seem to show how many questions I did wrong. But if I get 740, I think I did quite a few wrong, obviously. Or else, why would I get the score, right? Um, but we're gonna see what to do next, right? Um, and yeah, and this video is my reaction to my SAT score. And right now I'm gonna have a think about it. So my score, as you can see, is 1520 for total, 740 for reading and writing, and 780 for mathematics. And that's it. You know, I'm slightly disappointed, but I'm alright with this score. I'm okay with this score, but I'm gonna think about whether I want to receive.
For me, it's good enough.
Okay, alright. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, please like and please comment about what you think about it, please. I'm really at a loss here about what I need to do and what to do next. And we will see you in the next video. Bye.